If you're looking for eligible universities in Berlin and Potsdam that offers English taught courses and qualify for the SBW Berlin Scholarship, now in this video I'll reveal the top universities where you can study in English with full scholarship support. That's the SBW funded or fully funded scholarship. Now I'll show you the courses, the universities that are associated, or the universities you can apply that are eligible for the SBW scholarship. So if you've not watched that video on what the scholarship is about and how to apply, I'm going to attach the link on this video so you can see that, or see this one first before you see that one. Okay guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, hit the subscribe button, and now let's dive right into the universities. Okay, now the very first one you can see here on my screen is the Humboldt University of Berlin. Now the Humboldt University of Berlin is one of Germany's oldest and most prestigious universities, and this university offers a range of English language programs, including the Masters of Arts in English Literatures, and international students can also apply for the SBW Berlin Scholarship when you are admitted at this university. I'll be leaving the links to all of these universities on my description, but make sure you watch up until the end so you can understand everything in detail. Okay, now so on my screen here we can see, just right here at my left hand side, you can check for the courses when you've gone to the website of the school. Now you see that you hit on master's degree, and then it brings you to a very brighter or a very more enlarged screen where you have list of courses that are offered in English, and both in English and in German. And then they also tell you when they are open for the semester, if it's either for winter semester or summer semester. Now there is something I also want to call out here. So for German universities, there are universities where they have restricted admission and non-restricted admission. So where you see this no NC, it means no, so it means non-restricted admission. So if you see NC, it means it is restricted. Okay, so now what does this mean? Whenever you are applying to a German university and you see things like this, like NC meaning a restricted admission and a non-restricted admission, so what you should look out for is there are limited slots for a restricted admission course or program or university. So they have limited spots or vacancies for that particular program or at that university, and then they also would require for some specific information, because it is competitive. They only have limited spots, and there are a lot of people applying, so they would require more than usual application requirements. Like probably they might ask you to provide motivation letter just for you to stand out, like giving them reasons why they should accept you. So it's usually better and preferable to go for the ones that doesn't have restrictions. So those ones are free, like you can apply like normal, because it doesn't have any slots, like it is just there, and you can, like, there are many availabilities for those ones that are without restrictions, and they might not require extras like for proof of language proficiencies, motivation letters, and all that. Okay, so that's what this means. And as I've been showing on my screen so far here, this one is a mono bachelor course, so don't be scared about this. Is just a normal bachelor degree program that lasts for 6 semesters. That's 3 years, and they have several courses in English. Okay, this one here is biophysics. It tells you everything you need to know about the course and how to apply. This is also in English, so you can go through all of this and understand the courses they have, the one you are interested in. Especially for those going for masters, check for the requirements and also how to apply. Okay, now this is another course, but this is for masters. This is masters in informatics science, and they require English and German. So for this particular university, those courses or those programs that says English and German, you should know that they would require a German proficiency. So it's likely that you should pick the ones that has only English, except you know how to speak German or you are ready to go for the language course and get the certificate. Okay, because at some point they would need German for you to proceed with the program, probably in the last semester of the last year for the course of the program, or second semester or second year. So these ones that are stated as English and German as the language of instruction, just let it be and go for the ones that has only English on them. Okay, and here everything, all the website has every information you need, especially on how to apply. Okay, it says foreign applicants can apply. You should apply through Uni Assist. I already mentioned in my previous video, and this shouldn't be a mistake you should do, because you have to read everything. Now, if you, for this particular school, you cannot apply directly. So if you want to make your application, please be redirected through Uni Assist and make your application from Uni Assist. Put in all the requirements and apply through Uni Assist. Okay? So for language proficiency, proof of language skills, if you are going for the program taught in either English only or English and German, you have to prove the German B1 certificate, like I mentioned earlier. But for English, it is stated here that applicants whose first language is English can also reach the criteria by submitting official documents stating that the applicant has learnt the given language as their first language. Okay, so you don't need to provide an IELTS or TOEFL, but if you know that you did not have your first degree or your high school in English language, please, you have to provide IELTS. Okay, all right, now here we are still on that University of Humboldt. When you come here, this is the deadline for application. When you hit on that, it takes you to Uni Assist to apply. Up next, I'll be talking about the Freie University of Berlin. Now, this one is also another good school, and this one is actually very direct, although you have to apply through after selecting the courses. You have to check for the programs that you want to go for, check for all the requirements. Now here we have the courses for bachelor's degree, and they have programs in English at the university. You can just hit on that one to get all the courses that you want in English, and also for master's degree. So this website is just direct enough. Okay, now let's click on the programs for English, okay, for bachelor's and masters. So here we have just one bachelor in English at this school, North American Studies, Bachelor of Arts, and then we have a lot of master programs. Okay, master programs in English. So you can just come down here and hit on the faculties and check for the ones you want to go for. Okay, when you hit on them, you check on the ones that aligns with your, I'm talking about master's degree now, check on the ones that aligns with your first degree, and then check for the requirements. Okay, so I will be clicking on one so we can check. This is bioinformatics. Now look at everything here. It tells you everything you need to do. It tells you the language requirements and then how to apply at the other side. Now you see here, first semester admission, restricted admission, admission for higher semesters, unrestricted admission, language is English, 4 semesters. So every of the program has everything listed, so please check. And I've already explained about restricted admission and non-restricted admission. Now these are the admission requirements for each program. Click on it because I can't go through all the programs because of the video. It's going to be super long. So for the ones that you want to go for, hit on the programs and check for the admission requirements and the language of instruction. Okay, now for the language, it says either you did your first degree in English, you don't need to provide an IELTS, but if you didn't, or if you're not from an English speaking country, you have to provide an IELTS as a proof of your English proficiency. Okay, so let's read on the instructions on how to apply. So you hit on continue to a non-German degree application. Now let's read here. It tells you the steps on how to apply. So if you know you didn't get your degree, or you never obtained your first degree in a German at a German university, you have to, it says you are required to submit your application to Freie University Berlin via Uni Assist. The University of Freie will only accept application provided with the Uni Assist online application form. Now here I clicked on that link and it redirected me to Uni Assist. So when you come here, it's just straightforward. You hit on the university, you select Freie University of Berlin, then you come to the type of degree section, you select either bachelor or master depending on the one you're going for. Select the course of study, federal state is Berlin, obviously. Okay, and then you click on search. It's going to bring out the course that you want to go for. You select the courses that you want to go for. Okay, so that is that on the Freie University. Up next, I have the Technische Universität Berlin. Now, at my right hand side, you have study programs. You have the next one, applying and enrolling, advising. So we just want to come onto the the study program section, check all programs offered at the university. Now here it's super easy because most of the thing is this university has courses and programs offered in both English and German. So there is a filter that makes it super easy. So come here to the filter, select language of instruction to English, and it filters it, making it easier for you to search. Now here we already have the filtered programs they have here, and they are all majorly masters, okay, master programs. Okay, now you check here, civil systems engineering, it's taught in English, and then computational neuroscience, it is taught in English. Computer science, which is informatics science, it is taught in English. Now look at this one, open admission. So when you see ones that has open admission, it means it is not restricted. Okay, so ones that have restricted admission, I explained that already. I don't want to keep repeating myself. Okay, now these are the programs. So when you hit on that filter, it brings down, so it limits the search to the ones that to make it faster for you, because there are millions of courses in German. So this one here is easier for you to search. Okay, and so unfortunately for this Technische Universität Berlin, they don't have any program offered in English for bachelor's degree, only for masters. All right, so I'm not going to be spending much time on this one, but let's see. Next we will be checking up on the language requirements for this university. Now they actually require IELTS, TOEFL, the usuals, with even the hyperlinks to the website of the professional or the language proficiency website for you to, if you want to go for anyone. But then when you scroll down at the bottom, it says exempting proofs and qualifications. Other requirements that are recognized are Abitur certificate. This is not necessary if you didn't school in German. So it says further exempting proofs may be determined and checked by the persons responsible for the study program if necessary. Examples are English language, school leaving certificates, opening access to higher education. All certificates should not be older than 3 years. Now, what this is saying is if you had your high school certificate or your higher, your first degree in English, they would still consider that as a proof of English proficiency. You don't need to write an IELTS, but if this is not the situation in your case, you have to write an IELTS. Okay, now this brings me to the next one. We have the Berlin University of Arts, UDK Berlin, and here you can see, just like the name says, it's an art university. So everything here is all about music, arts, performing arts, designs. And here we come to study programs. Okay, and then it shows us everything they have at this school. So these are for those that are interested in going into art programs. Okay, scroll down and then you check for the courses that you want to go for. They have a few courses in English, a few programs in English, and then they have very few ones that are in German and English as well. So you want to select the ones that interests you, okay, according to what you did in your high school or your first degree. Okay, I'm not going to be spending much time on this particular one, so I'm going to be moving next to the other school. So the next university is Asch Berlin, as you can see there, Asch Berlin. So right up here on the screen, it says interested, apply now. So we want to go to our study programs, and then it brings up everything about the study programs that the ones you're interested in, either for bachelor's or master's. Okay, so we hit on degree, you select anyone you want to go for, bachelor, master. Okay, and now I'm going to scroll down again, and then these are all the courses they have. So this is just for bachelor, actually, bachelor social work, bachelor social work online, early childhood education, bachelor of care, management and care, so bachelor of management and care in the health sector, bachelor of physiotherapy and occupational therapy. Yeah, so this particular university doesn't have a lot of programs like that, but they still do have good programs that you can check to apply whichever one you're interested in. Okay, so look at their application requirements as well, and the application deadline. So make sure to check application deadlines too. Most of these universities that I've mentioned so far, I didn't mention the application deadlines. So actually application will be commencing in June. Some have actually started already. So, and you should also be aware that most of the applications takes less than 1 month. So between 1 month and less than 1 month for international students. So you have to be aware about this. Okay. All right, so this is still the Ash Berlin. See the courses they have here: Master Clinical Social Work and every other that you might want to check. I don't want to spend much time on that. Up next, this is the University of Potsdam. I go on to studying, and then we have a lot of things on that studying tab, and then I select studying again. So it brings me here to this information that you can see on my screen, and so we just scroll down and just walk around the whole thing on the website. You see course catalog and English language courses, just to know those courses that are in English if you want to check. Otherwise, we can just come down here on my left hand side. Okay, so forget about the course catalogs. That's if you want to check, but when you come back to what to study, you have a couple of information that you want to check based on what you want, the program you're going for. So what to study, you select either master or bachelor training program or training degree, doctorate, English language programs or English language courses. I just hit on that, and now we brought a whole lot of them. Now these are a couple of them. Okay, these are a couple of them. I just hit on the first course just so you can see. Now right here, language of instruction is taught in English. It tells you the duration of the course. It tells you everything. Look at the programs they have here: cognitive science, computer science, data science, digital health, general management, geoscience, international war studies, public health. Let's see the public health. So this is public health, exercise and nutrition, and this is a Master of Science program for 4 semesters. That's 2 years in total, and the language of instruction is in English. Okay, so it is open for winter semester. And another thing you should also be aware is that all the schools I've mentioned so far do not actually have tuition fee. You don't pay at most of these schools in Germany. They are free. But the thing is, remember the block account part. So the block account part is the issue here, and that is why the SBW scholarship is important for you. So if you don't have that block account, this is where the SBW scholarship now comes in. Okay, so check for those things that are interested. Otherwise, if you have your funds for block account, you can also apply, because tuition is free. You don't have to pay for anything, and also the only thing you have to pay actually is semester fee. That's usually between 300 euro. So semester fee is 300 euro. That's what you pay, and that's basically all you need to for most of these universities that I've mentioned so far. Okay, so I hope this has been helpful enough. When you hit on this, the whole courses that I just mentioned on the screen, it tells you the deadline for either winter or summer semester, and that's all you have here. Super easy. You can apply. You don't even need your English proficiency if you are from an English speaking country. So guys, that's all for today. If you've enjoyed watching this far, do not forget to share, like, and also comment, ask your questions, and let me know what other video you want to see on the channel. Thank you very much for watching this one, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.